3 magnificent castles in France. You should definitely plan a visit. But could you retire here? We came for a month-long visit to the area, and in 4 days we found ourselves entranced by 3 medieval castles. One breathtaking journey. Imagine standing on ancient ramparts, overlooking beautiful countryside, the rivers, exploring centuries-old walls, and asking yourself the question, could I live here? Yes, we're diving into the heart of France, a land known for its history and the heart of Europe throughout ages. Let's explore the castles, the surrounding towns, and whether these enchanted places could be your next chapter. Trust me, this is an adventure you don't want to miss. Bonjour, welcome back to our It'll Be Fun channel, where we share our journey from the Midwest to living our best life abroad in Europe. Today, we take you on a wonderful tour of 3 jaw-dropping medieval castles in France, exploring the towns around them and diving into what it's really like to live and even retire near these historic gems. Would we live here? It's like stepping into a fairy tale. And you know, we should have done this sooner. But before we start, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. And if you're thinking about taking your own leap abroad, visit us at www.it'llbefunretirement.com, where our Ultimate Moving Abroad program, on sale now for the holidays, has everything covered from A to Z to plan your move with confidence. We're here to guide you. So, we went to France. We've been sharing our thoughts of life in the southwest France these recent videos, coming off our month-long stay in the region. Today we talk about one of the main draws for tourists, the castles. Arriving in France, we drove across Bordeaux and stayed out in the vineyards in a small town. The wine and plants were the focus of our trip to start, and after a garden tour on the way to Sarlat, we finally got into our first castle. It's the thing everyone wants to see, and our expectations were high. Crossing the fields right to the banks of the Dordogne River, we arrive at our first stop, Beynac-et-cazenac. Beynac-et-cazenac is a fortress that feels like it's been plucked straight out of the medieval times. This castle dates back to the 12th century, and unlike many others in France, it survived the French Revolution relatively intact. From the ramparts, they say you can see 7 chateaux along the Dordogne River. Standing here, it's easy to imagine why this spot was so strategically important. It commands one of the most breathtaking views in the region. Castles like this, controlled by lords, dotted the landscape. Throughout agreements with the king or through sponsorship by the church, these people grew their power over the people. A funny thing we learned was these lords were not stupid or power-hungry aggressors. At least it wasn't a requirement. The lords of the Dordogne Valley were so well put together that they vastly increased the wealth of the area for the betterment of the whole region. At one point, the region was among the most important in France due to these lords' actions. But what about life here? The village of Beynac is small and quiet, with just over 500 residents. It's picturesque and peaceful, perfect for a weekend getaway, but probably a little too sleepy for full-time retirement living. That's why we suggest looking just 15 minutes away in the countryside near Sarlat-et-Cazenac. Next, we're visiting Castelnaud-la-chapelle, just across the river from Beynac. While Beynac boasts history, Castelnaud is all about restoration. This castle was left in ruins for centuries until an incredible restoration brought it back to life, making it one of the best preserved castles in the Dordogne region. You'll find an incredible collection of medieval weapons here, from crossbows to trebuchets. And if you're a history nerd like me, you'll appreciate how much detail went back into bringing this place back to life. It's amazing standing up on top of these castles. You'll truly understand just why they were built where they were. The top of a hill, next to the town's church, overlooking the river. The main method of transportation of goods. It all made sense, and nowadays it makes for a gorgeous view. and the surrounding villages of Castelnaud. Like Beynac, it's incredibly quaint and quiet, with fewer than 500 residents. It's perfect for a visit, but if you're considering retirement here, we'd again recommend Sarlat or a nearby countryside home. Sarlat's amenities include a hospital, a train station, a vibrant cultural life, and they're just a short 20-minute drive away. Sarlat is the heart of the Dordogne region. It has everything retirees could need. Great healthcare with a nearby hospital, train connections to larger cities like Bordeaux, and a lively cultural scene with festivals, markets, and plenty of restaurants. You could live in town or the surrounding countryside and still enjoy access to the modern amenities. Since the town can be filled with tourists during high season, you may want to live in the countryside. As for the cost of living, Sarlat is incredibly affordable. Based on current estimates, a couple can live here comfortably on around 2,500 euros a month. That includes rent for a charming countryside home or apartment, dining out regularly, and exploring the many free or low-cost activities in the areas. Coffees for 2 euros, a delicious 3-course lunch for 20 euros. It's the kind of lifestyle that makes retirement feel like a permanent vacation. Would we live here? Absolutely. We already told you that in our Sarlat video. Go take a look at it. We'll link it at the end. Between the history, the scenery, and the affordability, Beynac and Sarlat offer the perfect mix of charm and practicality. Living in this area offers the best of both worlds. Peaceful rural charm and easy access to everything you need, and countless free outdoor activities like kayaking or hiking along the Dordogne. Our final stop is a bit further afield, but absolutely worth the drive. Carcassonne. If you've ever dreamed of wandering through a real-life fairy tale, this UNESCO World Heritage Site will blow your mind. This medieval city isn't just a castle, it's an entire fortified town, complete with an outer and inner wall that once protected its inhabitants. The scale of this place is almost overwhelming. We were staying in the city, down the hill and across the river from the castle itself. After a coffee, we headed up towards the castle, wrapping around to the main gate. Walking in, it immediately felt like we'd stepped back in time, and we sat down to have breakfast. After a quick bite, staring up at the beautiful buildings, we rushed over to start the tour of the chateau. Carcassonne's transformation is a story in itself. By the 19th century, it was so neglected that parts of it were virtually on the verge of collapse. Thankfully, an architect, Eugène Villet de Leduc, took the monumental task of restoring it to its former glory. It was impressive, walking the walls. To think, one wall had an entire team behind its restoration, while the other one just had a passionate architect. As our tour came to an end, we realized that the castle town became lively below us. Music playing from the many restaurants and people coming in and out of shops all around. But Carcassonne isn't just a tourist attraction, it's also a fantastic place to retire. We enjoyed our stay in Carcassonne, even excluding the visit to the castle. The town is much larger than Beynac or Castelnaud, and even Sarlat, with a population of over 45,000. It has a hospital and a train station connecting you to cities like Toulouse and Bordeaux, and everything from theaters to year-round markets. It's also incredibly walkable, making it ideal for retirees who want a lively yet manageable lifestyle. As for cost of living, Carcassonne is surprisingly affordable for its size. A couple could comfortably live here on 2,500 euros a month, which includes renting a nice apartment, dining out regularly, and enjoying local events like medieval festivals or wine tastings. And with the nearby wine regions of Leduc-la-Roussillon, you're never far from a good bottle. Could we live here? Certainly. Carcassonne has it all: history, culture, modern conveniences, and an unbeatable cost of living for retirees looking to stretch their budget while living a high quality of life. That's it for today's adventure, but our journey doesn't end here. If you loved exploring these castles and towns with us, please make sure that you like this video and subscribe to our channel so you can join us for more stories about travel, retirement, and creating your dream life abroad. And don't forget to check our Ultimate Moving Abroad program at www.it'llbefunretirement.com. It's packed with everything you need to know to make your dream life abroad a reality, and it's 50% off for the holidays. Life is good. We should have done this sooner. See you next time on It'll Be Fun. A special thank you to our Patreon members for their support. We are so grateful to have this opportunity.